So I already made a video titled "This YouTube channel is going to drive me insane," and I can't even remember everything I said about that, but I know I have more in the tank, or at the very least I have a more articulate way of putting it in a video. So first up, audio, audio, audio. Obviously I don't show my face on this channel because I don't have a camera, so audio is twice as important, and it doesn't matter what I do, but I can never feel like it's good enough. I have learned more and more about getting everything set up and then editing and post-production, but then I listen to like 5 seconds of another creator and I immediately think my work sounds like the most ear-scratching thing you've ever heard in your life. And when it comes to making a bad product sound like an expensive one, everyone seems so much more skilled than me, or their setup has the perfect conditions and I'm not in any position to change what I'm doing, so then I just get pissed off. I become obsessed with making it sound better, and then even if I was satisfied with it last time, I think that something has to be different, or then I go back to the original thing and then I've just spent 4 hours on a video where there aren't even any visuals related to what I'm talking about. Speaking of visuals, I just ramble and I use this background gameplay as footage simply because it's YouTube. I do want some type of viewership, and if it was just a static image, 99% of people would just easily click off. It wouldn't matter what I had to say, and if anything, I'll probably be immediately mistaken for a fucking AI channel. I make content that I would want to watch, and the way I consume YouTube is by listening to it. I rarely ever watch a video, but I promise you that I am listening. I wouldn't have chosen the video if I didn't actually want to consume it. The only time I find myself watching is when it's like a video game and they're playing, and whatever they're playing is actually the focus. Even the video essay where the creators have visual gags or make some type of joke that requires you to look at what's on screen, I simply by listening can tell what they're talking about, and I can easily infer whatever they're joking about if they don't straight up say it. Like maybe for my type of content I could flash a graph or an article, but that wouldn't give me any legitimacy. If you were going to read that article or analyze that graph, then that's what you'd be doing instead of watching my video. I would hope that by regularly listening to me or comparing what I say to your experience, those would be the things that give me legitimacy. I mean, even listening as background noise seems like a tough ask because people cannot be bothered to watch a video to the end. If I recorded an 18-minute video, I'd be lucky if the average watch time was half of that. For me, I personally can't understand why you'd even click on a video unless you were interested in watching the whole thing. We shouldn't have 20-minute videos with time codes because the creators know people can't be bothered to actually sit down and enjoy the video. The only time I'd click off if the video is hot garbage, like the audio is horrendous, or if it just becomes like garbage reaction content. You'd think that something like this would decrease in the streaming era because unlike cable, you can't easily switch back to the last channel. But with that said, I know that these shows are specifically constructed with the idea that the viewer is always on their phones, so with the way that I feel, it's like I need to front load my video with the most interesting things that I have to say. But then, if I do that, then my videos would just get more boring as they go along, which seems like the direct opposite of how you would make a good video. Even the practice of saying like and subscribe at the start. It's like, brother, I haven't even watched the fucking video yet. Why would I do that? I don't know if I like the video. But then I have to say it because the chances that somebody drops off after 30 seconds is astronomically high. So after that, I think about something like my thumbnails. If for some odd reason you've watched another one of my more recent videos, you can see that I use a character model from the game that I'm playing and then some large text of 2 to 3 words. I didn't want to use yellow text because literally everyone uses yellow text, but I still need something bright to capture attention. These are the things that everyone does, and even though I'm not clickbaiting, it feels like I'm doing something disingenuous because I know that I'm trying to optimize for the algorithm. When it comes to the thumbnails of the videos that I watch, I don't even really look at them. I will always look at the title first because that's the factor that's going to tell me what the video is about. Then I might notice the thumbnail because I literally click on it to go into the video. Especially with all the clickbait, I don't understand how that's not the normal practice. Next issue, and I have no idea if it's even wise for me to talk about this before I've even gotten my own slice of the pie, but YouTube is just relentlessly going downhill. I made this YouTube channel simply for the chance to build a community, but I'm not interested in being a content creator. Even the word content makes me feel nasty. Every time it feels like the algorithm is being figured out, YouTube does some random bullshit to alienate people again. Why is my home feed littered with videos that I have either already watched or videos that I would never watch in a million years? The way that they decide to show content doesn't seem to have any consistency unless you literally only watch one type of video. And for all I know, the data could support that most people stick to one topic because there has to be some reason why they do this. So then I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going to scroll for 5 minutes and then maybe I'll find something unlike anything I've ever watched before. But it turns out if you scroll for 1 minute, all the new results come to an end. If you refresh, it just shows you the same videos in a different order. If you click on a tab that has a specific niche, it may show you 10 videos, and then refreshing will once again show you those same videos in a different order. For some inexplicable reason, my YouTube history needs to be on in order for them to recommend me videos on the homepage. We all know that they're collecting the data anyway, and then they still recommend videos at the end for the one that I watch on the side, so I know that they don't need my history. Speaking of those videos, do y'all remember when the video that was next up on the side would be the one that played if you had it on autoplay or something? Now it starts playing not only on a completely different video than the one that I thought, but it won't even be by the same creator. That's part of why it's so difficult for small YouTubers on fresh channels. The most basic practice of, oh, you like this video? Maybe you'll like this other one from the same person. All of that is gone. They just show you something from someone completely different. So if autoplay is on for YouTube and it's on your TV while you clean the house or something, there's no chance you'll even go down the rabbit hole of that same channel. And the viewer is not going to touch their TV because I've noticed that the less you mess with the TV, the less ads you get. I haven't even talked much about ads because I don't consume them, and it's been like that for at least 2 or 3 years. I love long form content, but putting something on my TV while I did some work and being bombarded with 8 separate ad breaks in the scope of 15 minutes, that was no longer going to cut it. Old laptop with ad block on the browser and an HDMI cord, and boom, YouTube, no ads. The internet in general is so pervasive with ads that you shouldn't be using it without an ad block in the first place. YouTube shouldn't even run anything more than a 5-second ad for small channels at the beginning, and that still might be too much considering those channels are probably not earning yet. So I can only imagine what it's like for the average person who probably says, well, I'm not going to click anything because I don't know if that video is good and I have to watch a fuck ton of ads. I'll just go with who I know. There doesn't even seem like much incentive to even subscribe or engage in the comment section of the creators that you do like. The average person might watch a creator frequently because the videos will always pop up. You shouldn't be able to see a creator's videos on the homepage at least, because that's the entire incentive of subscribing, so you can keep up with them. As far as I know, YouTube doesn't have any pop-ups or notifications that say, oh, you've been watching this channel for 30 days in a row, subscribe maybe? That's because the platform gets money either way. And of course, it's not just small creators. YouTubers large, medium, and small have come out saying that YouTube aggressively has been attacking their channel while leaving others alone in a lot of situations that can only be chalked up to racism. Not to mention years upon years of nonsensical copyright rampant on the platform. Essentially, anyone just not liking what you said can get the video demonetized or taken down. Fair use is a term that you've probably heard a lot. The rule says that you can use clips of content as long as it's transformative. It only seems to apply for bargain bin reaction content though. Whenever someone is giving actual insight or providing a review, they get stricken. If there's even a chance it can get resolved, it usually happens well after the video has lost all of its relevancy. I had to come back after completing this script because prior to recording, I listened to one of my favorite podcasts, The Weekly Planet. One of the hosts of that show has a YouTube channel called Mr. Sunday Movies, you probably heard of it, and he just had to spend a couple of minutes talking about him being assaulted with copyright claims on his videos, which obviously use clips of movies for review. He just talked about how insulting it was, not only that there are 0 consequences for a false claim, but he's been on YouTube for more than a decade. There's 0 respect, 0 benefit of the doubt that he did anything wrong. Lastly, and this might be a bit of a weird one, but I don't believe that views should be visible before deciding to click onto a video. This is something that I've had to train myself out of, but the amount of views on something doesn't actually mean it's a good video. It just means it's popular. And with everything that we know about the current content landscape, it being popular probably means it's class A brain rot. The only thing that should show view count are news or educational videos to give you an idea of whether or not it's a waste of time from a quick glance. Most creators will tell you that views are damn near last on the list of relevant statistics to show how their video is doing. YouTube removed another metric that people actually use for judging a video in the dislike button, and that was mostly because companies on YouTube didn't like people en masse showing their distaste for something. They just recently got rid of the dislike button on shorts because you're not allowed to say you don't like anything anymore. It must be a perpetual state of consumption. And, as always, I'm sure that the data is supporting that decision. If you don't see the dislike button because there is no massive number next to it, or in the case of shorts it's not there at all, you will likely be less inclined to show that you disliked it, and instead just opt to move on with your day. When it comes to the homepage, clicking not interested on a video doesn't even seem to lessen the amount of time that you spend seeing that kind of content. Instead of having free reign to make the things that you actually enjoy and talking about the things that you actually find important, YouTube is all but telling you to throw those ideas in the trash and contribute to whatever is popular. I am more of the belief that every now and then, YouTube will just start doing some bullshit because they need to find a way to refresh the algorithm, and the only way to get even semi-authentic content is to make it seem like whatever was being done previously is no longer viable. I'm pretty sure that I said this in the last part, but this is pretty fun. As soon as this channel and making videos is not fun, I'm not going to do it anymore. More than anything, I want to share my opinions and have the chance to engage with other people, instead of just endlessly consuming whatever is trending. Just the other day, I got my first hate comment on a video on another channel, and I'm just like, this is unironically a huge milestone because I'm doing what I want to do, which is creating a space where people can go back and forth, not just agree with everything they heard some dick say online. Of course, I would still like the views and the likes, so if anything I said resonated with you, please hit the like button. If you mostly just watch, tell me some of the most anti-creator things that you've ever seen, and if you've had a channel for yourself, tell me what you've experienced. I'll see y'all in the next one.